our rising debt levels poses a national security threat. And it poses a national security threat in two ways. It undermines our capacity to act in our own interests, and it does constrain us where constraint may be undesirable. And it also sends a message of weakness internationally.
Oh boy, Levine, this is not answering a question, and this isn't a butted clip, or we're taking it out of context.
Did you notice?
That was a 24-second clip of her talking about the threat to national security.
First of all, she said debt. She didn't say spending, which means, for example, the Republican plan to go $700 billion in debt to give every millionaire
I'm pretty sure that you get debt by spending more than you're taking in, if I'm not mistaken.
Or by giving tax cuts to billionaires.
You're exactly right. And for the record, Obama has spent more than Washington. Yes, the first president up until Reagan.
I will bet anyone on the panel or any Republican that Hillary Clinton will not run in 2012. Eric, put your money where your mouth is, or anybody else. And one of the things I remember when, as a Democrat working in Congress, we were always the fiscal conservatives, right? The Republicans were spending, spending, spending. Even when we didn't have unemployment, they were paying for wars that they didn't pay for, massive tax cuts unpaid for. George Bush gave us $1.3 trillion after Bill Clinton gave us a surplus.
How are we doing since,
right
Levine,
now, we're in a recession. And when you're in a recession,
our debt is going to go from $13 trillion this year up to $20 trillion.
Every economist in the nation, from the far left to the far right, says you have to spend in a recession.
There's a reason for that, and a lot of that had to do with economic stimulus. Listen, if you're in a recession, what do? Are you going to be passive and do nothing, or are you going to take economic steps to try to get out of it?
If you find yourself in a hole, what do? You stop digging, isn't that right, Ange? You stop digging?
You do, not this president.
That's what Herbert Hoover did.
He's the only shovel-ready. He has the only shovel-ready project.
There are two other problems.
Here's the difference between Democrats and Republicans, right? Republicans spend all the time, and they only complain about deficits when Democrats are in power.
Can you stay on topic? Can you stay on topic?
Joey Jackson. Only spend when we need to.
You're president, Joey. There seems to be a fork in the road right now between the Obama administration and the White House and Hillary Clinton. Let me bring the panel in, Mark. This feels to me like it's her first shot at the White House for 2012.
Eric, I see you're salivating. I hear Ambassador Bolton. I can see all the way through the camera. He's salivating. There's nothing Republicans would like more than to have a Clinton-Obama fight. It's not going to happen. She may well run in 2016. She's not going to run in 2012. Eric, she was responding to a question. This wasn't part of her planned speech. And she said, we all know that over the long term, national debt's a bad idea. That's why she condemned the Republicans spending all this money on two wars that were unpaid for, giving $100,000 to every millionaire.
And you take one of the biggest, issues in the economy, in the war, in America right now, the debt, and you stumble over it, and as Mark points out, you maybe kind of answer the question the wrong way.
Yeah, look, the first shot over the bow was Clinton advisor Carville leaking out a memo saying a majority of Americans think that Obama is a socialist. That was the first shot. Now this, I laugh because as soon as he brought her into his cabinet, I compared it to a family adopting the Menendez brothers, and this is exactly why.